Hey, this is Rick Kasalich, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, what I wanted to go through are a few hip pain exercises that'll help you get immediate relief. Now, Jenna's going to go through the exercises. I'll go through the details of the exercises, and Jenna's going to start off with exercise 1. Okay, good. So this one, seated leg extensions. So how it's breaking down is you're sitting down on the floor, you're propping yourself up with your hands, you're going to bend the knees, bring the knees towards the shoulders, then you're going to straighten the legs out and trying to contract those quads and straighten out the legs, and then relax, come back up, and then straighten again. Good. So with this one, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets are 1, repetitions would be 5, time, smooth controlled movement with a good contraction at the end position. And looking at the intensity is light. This is a dynamic stretch that we're doing, and kind of the purpose of the exercise is to dynamically stretch the hamstring muscles, so the muscle, opposite the thigh and quads, which oftentimes is tight in people, and that tightness leads to hip pain. Now, moving on to the second exercise. This ends up being the figure 8 stretch. So looking at how we break it down, so Jenna, relax. Okay, so lying on the ground, arms to the side, relaxing the upper body. You're going to bend the knees. You're going to bring the right leg on top of the left knee. You're going to use the hand. You're going to bring the knee up and then use the hands to bring it a little bit further. And you're looking at a good stretch in that hip area. Perfect. And then breaking it down one more time from the side. Relaxing, bending both knees, crossing the foot over the opposite knee, lifting the knee up, hands bringing it a little bit further, and then looking for a stretch in that hip area. So with this one, looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets are 1, repetitions would be 2, time, I would start off with a good 5-second hold, and then you can progress to 20 seconds. Looking at the intensity for this one, this is light. We're focusing on a static stretch. So we want a light stretch that's held for a long period of time. And then lastly, the intensity, it's light, like I said. And then the purpose of this exercise is to loosen up the hip, specifically the piriformis muscle, which is a muscle that tends to be tight in the hip, and that tightness could be the cause of your hip pain. So that's 2 of the exercises down. Moving on to the third exercise. This is the butterfly stretch. So breaking it down, so you're sitting on the floor, then you're going to bring the feet together, and then dropping the knees out to the side, and then just actively using your muscles in your hip to drop those knees. Okay, good. And then relaxing, and then we'll show it from another view. So sitting, feet are together. Okay, dropping the knees out to the side. Good. And relaxing. So that's the butterfly stretch. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets are 1, repetitions would be 2, time, start off with 5 seconds, but then you can progress on to 20 seconds. The intensity is light. This is a static stretch. So we're looking for a light stretch that we hold for a long period of time in order to get the most benefit from it. And the purpose of this exercise is to target the muscles in the inner thigh, which oftentimes will be tight due to hip pain. You want to loosen them up to help relieve that hip pain. Now moving on to the fourth exercise. Good. Kneeling lunge. So moving back to the starting position, so you're standing nice and upright. You're going to take a step forward. You're going to bring the knee to the ground. You're going to tighten up the abdominal area, tighten up the glutes, and then bring the hips forward. Okay, and then relax, coming back to the starting position, and then step forward, knee to the ground, tighten the abs, tighten the glutes, bring the hips forward, looking for a stretch in that hip area. Perfect. Looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets are 1, repetitions, 2 on each side, alternating back and forth. Time, smooth controlled movement with a good stretch at that end position. The intensity for this one is light. This is kind of more of like a dynamic stretch that we're going through. And then lastly, the purpose of this exercise is to stretch out the front of the hip to help relieve that hip pain, and more focusing on the dynamic stretch side of things. Okay, moving on to the 5th and final one. Good. Pigeon pose exercise. So you start off in like a plank position. You're going to bring the leg up and across the body, and then you're going to lean into that leg and really stretching out that hip. Okay. And we'll go from another angle. So you're in that plank position, bringing the opposite leg and the knee across, bringing the foot over towards that opposite shoulder, and then you're going to kind of lean into that leg, and you're really stretching out that hip. Perfect. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets are 1, repetitions would be 2, so alternating back and forth. Time, smooth controlled movement with a light stretch in that hip, really targeting the rotators of the hip, and the intensity for this one would be light. And the purpose of this exercise, a lot of times the rotators in the hip are tight, and this tightness is leading to hip pain. So give those exercises a go. They're effective hip pain exercises, hip pain relieving exercises, and then it will take you a couple minutes to do. Now, if you want some of my best tips and tricks when it relates to hip pain, what I recommend you do is click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tips and Tricks That Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. If you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, or smartphone, head down below in the description and click the first link, which will be exercisesforinjuries.com/hips. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have a question or comment for me, leave it down below in the comments section. And lastly, hit subscribe to get future pain relieving videos.